All you parents out there that are listening to me talking to your kids, believe me, I ain't done. We're not going there. Okay, so just it's okay. Hello and welcome back to Would You Rather. I'm your host davidinark, and today we're going to answer some more life-altering questions like this one submitted by Roasted Bunny. Would you rather meet YBR in person or meet Neological in person? If you're not familiar, those two are YouTubers. A lot of their content centers around Beam NG Drive, which a lot of my content centers around that same program. I've been following both of these guys for a really long time. And this is a really good question. um, I would have to say, um, I think it would be awesome to meet either one of them, just because I've been following them so long and have gotten to know them through YouTube. I mean, of course, you don't really know anybody, but by the same token, you get a feel for who the person is and how they are and whether you want to meet somebody or not. And so I would love to meet either one of them, but I have to say that for me, it would be a huge honor to meet Neological because of the shout out he gave me in one of his earlier videos for the bridge mod that I had posted on my channel, and evidently he found it randomly, I'm guessing. I don't know, maybe he subscribes, which would be also a huge thrill for me. But I think it would be awesome to meet Neological, to meet Neil and be able to just shake his hand and introduce myself personally and just thank him in person. And just for me, that would be that'd be kind of a cool thing. So for me, would I rather meet YBR or Neological? Having to pick one, I would pick Neological. So thank you very much, Roasted Bunny. And in fact, this series of Would You Rather, I'm going to start off with several questions I had posted on Twitter and Facebook, asking folks to submit some Would You Rathers. And as far as I have been able to determine, Roasted Bunny is the only one who responded. So thank you very much to Roasted Bunny for responding to the Would You Rather request challenge. By the way, if you missed that one, don't worry. You can always leave a Would You Rather in any of the comments for the Would You Rather videos, and I hopefully will pick up on those, not miss those. So I will tell you that this is going to get cut a little weird because I've never, this one here, the Neological question in YBR, is the first one I've ever submitted to the either.io site. And so I'm going to go create another one, but I don't know what's going to happen. So it's, like I said, the edits may be a little weird here, but we'll get there. All right, so hang on. All right, here we go. This is the second question submitted by Roasted Bunny, and this is: would you rather have 1 million YouTube subscribers or have $1 million? And it's funny, when he posed this question, I started thinking about it. As a YouTuber and an older, more experienced in terms of life, certainly not in terms of YouTube, but with the life experience that I have, it would be very cool to have 1 million YouTube subscribers. Will we ever get there? Maybe, maybe not. But here's the funny thing, and I've said this from day one, and feel free to go back and look at all the shout out videos I've done, all the thank you videos that I've done. I'm not after 1 million subscribers. I mean, if we get there, awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't want to get there, but in the scheme of things, I've said from day one, if it turns out that all of the subscribers abandon ship and we're down to the core, 5 or 6 of us that started this thing, I'm good with that. I'm actually perfectly fine making videos that are entertaining to anybody out there. So if I'm able to reach, frankly, and I know this sounds corny, but if I'm able to reach one person and put a smile on their face or make them think or teach them something they didn't know, just even one per video, then for me, that's a success. I never dreamed that we would be anywhere near 4,000 subscribers, let alone, I think at the time this video is going out, I think we're at 4,100, somewhere between 41 and 4,200. I mean, that is crazy to me, and crazy in the sense that I think it's awesome that there are that many folks out there who are getting a kick out of watching this old guy play some games. So thank you, as always, very, very much. So having said that, between the two, I would actually much rather have the $1 million than 1 million YouTube subscribers. Now, some folks would say, well, if you had 1 million YouTube subscribers, you could probably earn your way to $1 million pretty quickly. Maybe, maybe not. You know, there's all kinds of weird things going on with YouTube and monetization and ads and all that other garbage. In terms of having 1 million subscribers equating to the eventual income of $1 million, possibly, but I would not put money on that because there are so many outside influences as to how YouTube content creators make money. So I would much rather have the $1 million. And here's the other reason why I'd much rather have the $1 million, because if I had $1 million, then YouTube could actually, I don't want to say it could be my career, but it could be my full-time hobby, because if I had $1 million, it would be in the bank earning interest and I would be living off the interest. I mean, even at a small percentage, it's not a bad amount of income. And of course, there are other ways to live off of $1 million as well. So the long answer was that. The short answer is I take the $1 million. So there you go. All right, let's move on to the next question. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. This is the third question submitted from Roasted Bunny, and this is: would you rather never know the day or date, or never know what time it is? Now, there's a big catch here, and I'm going to have to, I can't remember exactly the way I worded it, and it's not easy for me to see on here, but basically, your brain would never comprehend whichever choice you picked. So, like, for example, your brain could never comprehend what time it was if you never knew what time it is. So even if you ask someone and they said it's 10 o'clock, your brain wouldn't understand what that even meant. So, or if you asked them what day it was, it's April 3rd, your brain wouldn't comprehend what April 3rd was. And if you looked at a calendar, it wouldn't make any sense, right? So the idea is that in no form or fashion could you understand the day, date, or what time it was. Okay, so that's the qualifier. So would you rather never know the day or date, or never know what time it is? Wow. I'll be honest, I really hadn't thought about it until now. Even though I'd seen it before, it just, I really hadn't given it much thought. Oh my gosh. Okay, so would I rather never know the day and the date? It's kind of funny, but a lot of folks. Now, I'm nowhere near retirement age. I know I look it, but I look 65. I'm not quite 50 yet at the recording of this video. So just to give you a scope of where things are. All right. But I know that a lot of folks who have retired, and yes, I know there are people who retire, even younger. I'm not one of those people. But a lot of retired folks who are not necessarily active lose all track of. Now, they say lose track of time. That's partially true, but I think a lot of it is they lose track of the day and date. I know from talking with some folks who, and it's not just retired folks, if you're laid up in the hospital for several days and you're not, and somebody's not changing the date on the wall or that kind of thing, you may really have no idea what day it is. And even with the date, sometimes they'll put it's, April 25th, and you still have no idea what day that is. So to me, that's kind of a common thing that I've seen with folks, is they lose track of what day and date it is. As for time, even without knowing what time it is, there are certain clues. I mean, for me, living in the United States, when it's dark outside, it's nighttime. Now, I said it that way because there are certain places in the world where it could be dark 6 months of the year and yet it's still daytime. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it that way. I don't want you to think I've lost my marbles. I mean, you can still think that, but not with regards to this. So, and again, if I wake up and it's light outside, then I know that it's at some point during the day. Right now, when I look out the window, it's uh, it's getting darker, so I know it's approaching nighttime. Do I know what time it is without looking at the clock? No, not really. I mean, I have a vague idea. The other part of that is if I didn't know what time it was, but I could know what day and date it was, then I would know that based on the date and looking outside, I could guesstimate the approximate time, you know, give or take an hour or so. But then again, I don't know. I don't know which one is would be more important. Is it more important to know the time or more important to know the day and the date? But think about this. How would it affect you? What would which one would you rather? Um, so I'm gonna say that I would really rather it would probably be more important for me to know what day it is than what time it is. So I'm going to say I would rather never know what time it is. That's what I'm going to go with. So there we go. And there are no results to these because I just made them up. So there's no way to compare them to anything. So those are the questions submitted by Roasted Bunny. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. If you've got questions that you'd like me to answer, leave those down in the comment section below. And so what I'm going to do now is let's move over to the regular game, and we'll do a couple of these. Let's see what happens if we do. Would you rather have triplets or be a triplet? Wow. Okay, well, I've got a couple of kids now. So had they been triplets, first of all, that's at least in my thinking, anytime you've got multiple children born at the same time, that has got to exponentially raise the stakes. I mean, holy cow. Um, would I rather have triplets? And I have a brother, so I'm not an only child. But would I want to be a triplet? Would I want to be one of three born at the same time? Or would I rather have three? I'll be honest, I wouldn't want three kids, so I'm going to go with be a triplet rather than have triplets. I'm just going to throw that out there. All right, so be a triplet. Wow, look at there. 66% would rather be one than have them. So there you go. All right. Would you rather see how or what created civilization or see how or what ends civilization? Huh. Okay. So would you rather know the beginning or the end? I think I would rather I think I'd rather see how civilization came to be rather than how or what ends civilization. Um, Partially because this may sound kind of weird, but I don't necessarily care how civilization ends. Especially if it turns out it's something that there's like no control over. Like you could see how it ends, but you can't influence how it ends. Or anything you do to attempt to influence how it ends has no bearing how it ends. So you would always know, holy cow, this is what's going to end it, and there's nothing we can do about it. Um, I don't see where that would be beneficial. Now, by the same token, how beneficial is it that I would know how civilization was created? Who knows? But I think in terms of kind of a wow slash cool factor, I think seeing how civilization was created would be much cooler than seeing how it ends. Um, that's just me. So that's what I'm going with. All right, so it's a 46-54. More people would rather see how it ends. That's just not me. All right, so would you rather chug a pint of ocean salt water, yuck, or chug a pint of rancid milk? Okay, also yuck. Neither one of them are going to benefit you nutritionally, and probably actually make you puke your guts up either way. So, and a pint, I mean, that's a pretty good chunk of liquid. Oh, yeah, I'm picturing this. I mean, I've gargled salt water before, now not ocean salt water, obviously, but I've gargled salt water before and have accidentally swallowed some, and it is very nasty. I've also taken a swig of some rancid milk before, and that is also very nasty. Um, so of the two, I'm probably going to go with the ocean salt water. I don't know the effects of either one of these, and I don't know. I'm just going to go with the ocean salt water. Wow, look at that. 78% of the people responding would rather chug ocean salt water. That's probably because 78% of the people answering this question have chugged some really rancid milk, and you know what it tastes like, and you could probably taste it in your mouth now just remembering how nasty it is. Oh, no thanks. All right, here we go. Would you rather get married to someone you don't love or get married to the love of your life, but you can never have sex with them? Well, okay. So I guess the implication is that you would have relations with the person you don't love that you were married to versus getting married to the love of your life and never having sex with them. Um, so this is, first of all, I think the easiest way to answer this question is to not get too deep into conversations that may not be appropriate for certain age group viewers. Okay. So all you parents out there that are listening to me talking to your kids, believe me, I ain't done. We're not going there. Okay. So just, it's okay. My words of wisdom, as it were, is if you get the opportunity to spend the rest of your life with the person you believe is the love of your life, you always take it. The rest of it, the rest of life, the rest of what happens in life will come and you'll get through it. But if it is the love of your life, then you go with the love of your life. Nothing else matters. And that's, I'm so glad 65% of the people agree with that route. I can totally understand there are folks who wouldn't go that route, and I get that. I understand that. But for me personally, I definitely lean to the marrying the love of your life. All right, last one. Oh boy. Oh, we actually had this one. I've had this one before. Would you rather teach Spanish or teach math? And I don't remember my answer, but I'm going to assume that my answer was I would rather teach math because I took several years of Spanish in high school and college. In fact, I even took French in high school, and I don't remember 99% of it. So for me to teach Spanish would do no one any good. Math, on the other hand, I'm pretty decent at. I'm not great. I'm not like a super genius or any of that crazy stuff, but I can generally figure out the concepts and then turn around and be able to teach it. So I would much rather teach math. So there you go. All right, 55-45. So that's a close one. Who would rather teach math or teach Spanish? So there you go. Lots of things going on. Again, thank you so much to Roasted Bunny for submitting a Would You Rather question. If you've got a Would You Rather that you would like me to answer, leave those down in the comment section below. Got any other questions, problems, or horror stories? Feel free to leave those down in the comment section as well, along with your thoughts on any of the questions that we posed today. Would you rather? Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.